Hey guys. Ew, that sounded really weird. I've gotten a lot of questions on Instagram just about my life in general, so I figured today we would make a little Q&A. I posted something on Instagram asking you guys to ask me all the questions that you want to know, and this has only been up for a little bit and I already have a handful of questions. Let's just get right into it because there's a bunch and I don't want to ramble too much. Starting off with the first question. Someone asked how I stay so motivated, and I talked a little bit about this in my last video. I actually have not been motivated at all, and I recently just got motivation back. And I know this is going to sound like the most cliche answer ever, but it's really all just a mindset. 2024 was not a great year for me, and because I had that mindset of things weren't going my way, I could not get myself to be motivated. Not even in the slightest, and it bothered me so much because if you guys don't know, I literally love making videos. I don't love going to work, but I love making money, and just not having the motivation to do any of that really killed me. But I will say in the new year, I have started journaling. I've started focusing a lot on self-care. If you guys are interested in all of my self-care routines or what I do for that, I just made a video that I posted a couple days ago. I'll put it up in the corner right over here if you guys want to go watch that. But seriously, just focusing on yourself and really making yourself a priority will really help your motivation, whether it's for work, social media, being a mom, literally just getting out of bed, anything. If you really focus on self-care, that will help you big time. I did not think this next question was going to come up so quickly in this video, but so many people ask me my relationship status. Guys, my answer to this is I don't know. Actually, I do know. I am very much so single, and I really don't plan on getting into a relationship anytime soon, just because I feel like in the last two relationships I was in, I really lost myself. Nothing against those two guys, I just wasn't the happiest version of myself, and because of that, kind of dipping into the last question, I lost a lot of motivation. I just was not the best version of myself that I knew I could be. So the quick and easy answer to that question is I am single and not looking to get in a relationship. But if you're that one guy, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What is it like being a young mom while having a full-time job? I did get a couple questions along the same line as that one, and honestly, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. The hardest part to dealing and handling all of that is just making sure that I am financially set, because my daughter does go to daycare Monday through Friday. That is not cheap, guys. Like, not even in the slightest. That is the most expensive thing I think I've ever had to pay for consistently. Kinley's dad and I split the daycare payment, which is so nice because I can tell you right now, I would not have enough money to be paying in full. But besides handling the payments, it's really not hard. There definitely are some weeks where I've just had enough at work and it's really difficult coming home and then thinking that you're gonna get a little bit of a break, but then obviously you don't. Which I knew going into being a mom that this would not be easy. Like, I don't want to paint this picture and say that being a mom is easy, because it's not, but you kind of just adapt to everything. Have you ever thought about doing social media full time? Yes, 100% I have. Social media is just a really tricky place, because obviously with social media you have to be very consistent in order to make a living of it. And let's just take last year as an example. I was not consistent at all. There would be some weeks where I would post multiple times on YouTube, and then I would go like 3 or 4 weeks without posting because I lost motivation and I really just could not get myself out of bed. Again, that kind of looks back into the whole like mentality of things. But I will say, keeping it really real with you guys, Instagram paid me really good when I first started, and then they started to realize that my videos consistently were doing good, so they stopped paying me as much. I've talked about how much I made on Instagram and TikTok before a bit, but I was consistently making like I was consistently making about $1,500 a month from Instagram, which definitely is not enough to like quit my job. But now from Instagram, I'm lucky if I make like $200 a month. I don't know why they decreased their payments, but and I don't know if you guys have heard, you probably have unless you're living under a rock, but apparently this TikTok ban is like actually happening, which is scaring me, because what am I supposed to do without TikTok? I never really got paid a crazy amount on TikTok. That was just another little source of income. If social media can figure out a way to be consistent with their payments, yes, I would really consider doing this full time. You guys were all really curious on baby names that I liked and never used. Oh, I literally just opened my notes and my baby list is already up. There was only a short period of time that I didn't know the gender, so most of these are girl names, but Kinley's dad was a really big fan of the name Brooks for a boy. We didn't really think too much into boys because we literally only had a couple weeks, so we didn't know the gender, and I was so early on, so I wasn't really thinking too much into names. But I really liked the name Vivian, Olivia, and calling her Via. I just know way too many Olivias. It is a really pretty name. I also really liked the name Colette up until like really far on into my pregnancy. I'm really glad I didn't go with that name. I just feel like that's kind of an older lady's name. I loved the name Oakley, and at the time it was really popular. There was just something about the name Kinley that when I said it, we were both like, that's the name. I also really liked the name Annalise, which is actually my daughter's middle name. I knew a couple people named Annalise, so I didn't want it to be her first name, but I I was like, this is such a pretty name, I'm not gonna not use it. A couple boy names that I really like now: Coast, Parker, Cohen, Briar, and I really like the name Austin. I forgot to mention one of my top boy names was Gunner. I still think it's cute, but not really my style anymore. Do I plan on posting on YouTube more? Absolutely. Again, if you guys watched my last video, I kind of touched on that a little bit in talking about a posting schedule. My goal is to post every Wednesday and Saturday. Fingers crossed I stick to that. What is my makeup routine and my favorite products? This is actually a great question for this video, saying I'm doing my makeup right now. If you guys want a full in-depth makeup tutorial and like what I do, let me know. I can definitely make that video. I use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade 5 every single day when I do my makeup. I mix it in with my Clinique Dramatically Different moisturizer. I also use the Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Concealer every single day. This one is in the shade 22N. Such a good concealer. I'm not a big matte makeup fan, and this really just does it for me. These are a recent add to my makeup collection, but I'm obsessed. I have 3 shades of the Sachu lip stain. My favorite out of the 3 that I own is Pinked. This stuff is so good. Let's do one more product. Okay, I know this isn't makeup, but I literally cannot live without this. This is the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. I put this on almost every single night before I go to sleep, and it just makes my face feel so hydrated. I wake up in the morning and I feel like I just put it on. Where am I from? I am from right outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I literally love it here. Philly feels like home to me, if I'm being so honest. Maybe I'm biased, but even other people have said it. Philly has such an amazing fan base. When everybody comes together, it just feels like one big family, and I really, really love that. Are you continuing your education? I don't know. For those who don't know, I currently work at a hospital. The position I have at the hospital did not require anything further than a GED or high school diploma, so it's a really, really nice job for my age. I get paid pretty well, and there are so many people that I work with that have literally been there for like 40 plus years, and they don't have degrees either. If I do further my education, it would just be a little radiology program. There's a lot of great radiology programs around where I live, and they're only about 18 to 24 months. So if I were to switch my position at the hospital, I would love to become a radiologist, do ultrasounds or mammograms or something like that. Something in the medical field that doesn't really force me to get my hands all dirty. I will say though, working at the hospital, I've seen a lot more than I thought that I would. And like, obviously I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, so I don't see the crazy stuff, but I've definitely seen a bunch. That kind of answered the next question as well. What do you do outside of social media? I do currently work full-time at the hospital, so I work 40 plus hours a week. My shifts are 10 hours long, so I only work 4 days a week, which is nice, but I would rather work 5 8-hour shifts. Working at the hospital, I'm not sure if it's the same with every single hospital, but with the one that I work at, you are required to work every other weekend, every other holiday, and if you don't meet your 80 hours per pay period, they take it out of your PTO, which I really don't like, by the way. If anybody in the higher up scale at work is watching this, I don't like that. Stop doing that. I would rather lose an hour or 2 on my paychecks than you'd be stealing it from my PTO, because the more you take from my PTO, the less trips I can go on, so stop doing that. Okay, quick little pause so I can put this lip stain on. I just did such a bad job at applying that, but it's literally just a lip liner, so I'll put gloss on over top when it's done drying. How did you blow up so fast online? I get this question a lot, and this might sound so bad. Things that I blew up for were not things that everybody's going to blow up for. Obviously, everybody knows, unless you're new here, I became a mom at 17 years old, and when I posted about it for the first time, it literally spread everywhere. I mean, it does for most teen moms, if I'm being so honest. Like, every single teen mom I've seen has some sort of following, because in the outside world, being a teen mom is unacceptable, it's gross, it's disgusting. You get the point. But I will say, if you are trying to blow up, just stay so consistent. It sounds very hypocritical coming from me, but if you don't consistently post, don't expect to blow up. From experience, people follow you because you have a certain niche and you're posting what they're looking for. So along the lines of that, definitely find your niche, figure out something that you want to and are comfortable completely posting about. I will say right now, I'm trying to switch my niche over to more lifestyle and relatable content rather than motherhood content, because I just don't love the fact that my entire name is built around my daughter. I didn't show my daughter's face for a while just because she's 2 years old, and not gonna lie, it made me kind of uncomfortable that the videos that would blow up either had her in it or was about her, and I didn't love that. So right now I am currently trying to switch my niche over. Some videos do good, some videos don't, but again, consistency is key. So if you really are trying to blow up, just stay consistent. I promise you it will pay off. Don't be embarrassed to post things, because I've heard so many people and seen firsthand people posting things and then deleting it because they got embarrassed, or filming it, editing it, and not posting it because they didn't want people at school to see them. You're not gonna blow up if you don't post. Sorry. What are some of your 2025 goals? I really want to focus on myself and better myself. Like I said in the beginning, I've been journaling a bunch, doing everything I possibly can to make sure that I'm taken care of and I'm healthy. From a legitimate objective goal standpoint, it would be awesome to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, 100,000 on Instagram. I'm pretty sure TikTok is getting banned. If it doesn't for some reason and we have a miracle and it stays, I would love to hit 150 on there. I would love to get a new car by the end of this year. My car's been having a lot of issues and I've talked about that before, I think. My car's been in and out of the shop literally since I got my car a year ago. So I would either love to fix my car or get a new car. I want to get to a point financially where I don't really have to worry about too much. Not that I have a lot to worry about now, but with paying for daycare, paying for my car, paying for car insurance, all of that, there are some weeks and some months where I'm like, okay, that one hurt. I want to get to a point where it's like, oh yeah, you can take the insurance. I don't even see it. It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? So I would love to be financially free. I also want to make it one of my goals to travel a bunch. I don't have too many destinations in mind. I just want to get the hell out of Pennsylvania. This is not the best destination spot at the moment, but I really do want to visit LA at some point. They are going through their tragedy right now with the fires. All my prayers are out there for people who live in LA. I don't know if I have any Los Angeles audience here, but if I do, my prayers are going out for you and I hope that your family is healthy and safe. I literally could not imagine going through that, so I'm so sorry. But hopefully when LA is all cleared up and safe again, I would love to go visit LA and maybe San Francisco, just anywhere on the West Coast. What self-tanner do you use? I'm not a big self-tan girly, but if you guys watched my last video, this is the self-tanner I used. This is the Glow Your Own Way Hyaluronic Acid and Vitamin C Golden Glow Clear Gradual Tan Gel. This is by B-Tan. It actually looks really nice, but I feel like the color is actually really nice. It's very natural, great for the winter if I do say so myself. Do you want more kids? It honestly depends on the day you ask me. Right now I'm gonna say no. If you asked me a couple months ago, I would say absolutely, I want at least 2 more kids, but it's really hard to think about a future and having more kids when I'm so focused on myself right now and not even trying to get anywhere near a relationship. Also, this might sound so weird, but like I don't want to have kids with another guy. I want all my kids to have the same dad. Well, obviously we're not together, but like if things with Kinley's dad don't work out, which I've kind of had that thought leave my brain, that's like in the very back because I was so focused on what if we work out that I wasn't focusing on myself. Okay, getting off topic. Like I would love for all my kids to have the same dad, and if we don't work out, and right now having more kids is not even like anywhere in my head, but like who knows, maybe I could find a great guy and then my whole mindset will change. Answer right now is no more kids. My favorite songs at the moment, let's look into my Spotify. I'm obsessed with Jessie Murph at the moment. Her music is so good. Some of my favorite songs from her are Cowboys and Angels, Love Lies, If I Died Last Night. Actually, literally just anything by Jessie Murph is so good. I've been obsessing over the song Constellations by Jade the Mac. If you guys watched the movie with Noah Beck in it, it's that song from that movie. I thought it was a sad song, so one day I was listening to it, not in a great mood, and then I started listening to the lyrics and I was like, girl, it's not a sad song. No. Not at all. It's a very sexual song. I really love Masterpiece by DaBaby. I know it's not a new song, but it's so good. Like I could literally listen to it all the time. Resume and FN by Lil TJ. So good. Homewrecker by Willow Avalon. Guys, my music taste is all over the place, I know. I have been loving Sunrise by Morgan Wallen. No, Morgan Wallen is a very basic answer, but this one song is so good. It's Philly season right now. Eagles are doing good. Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, maybe you don't know. Meek Mill grew up in Philly, and one of like the Philly theme songs, I guess you could say, is Dreams and Nightmares. That one definitely has to be in my top 10. I could just keep going on and on, but we're gonna stop there. I just refreshed the page and we have a couple new questions. One of these questions is very political, so we're not gonna touch on that. Last time I opened my mouth about politics on social media, it did not end well. Actually, it ended fine, but like a lot of people were not happy. What countries would you like to visit in Europe? I bleached my head too much. I need to look up what countries are in Europe. Oh, Italy for sure, France, Greece. Honestly, probably just those 3. I don't really have too much of a desire to leave the country, but like those places are really pretty online, so I'm assuming they're pretty in person. Those were all the questions that I had for you guys in today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want a part 2 to this Q&A, you can either comment some questions down below, DM me on Instagram, literally anything, just let me know and I will make a part 2. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I love you all so much. Make sure to subscribe down below and click the bell so you don't miss an upload. Again, I'm gonna post every Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday I'm gonna try to post around like 5-6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then probably like noon Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. But I love you all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! Bye.